Well, it's Friday, September 10th, 2021. It's almost 9 p.m. here. So the nightlife is just starting. You know, boys and girls venturing out to party and do whatever they do around here. Right? Mostly involves, alcohol and drugs and probably, yeah, promiscuous activity and social adventures. I don't know. Anyway, it is a college town. So, anyway, but I guess that's what is going on out there. But anyway, I was thinking about today and the past couple days, and there continues to be I trying to make sense of things as usual, but failing miserably. About just a lack of personal correspondence and communication, and there not really being corroboration or any confirmation of anything really that lends itself to support the belief that I'm trying to keep afloat. It's like, oh, I really want to believe, but it's like without anything there to support it, it's floundering and capsizing, teetering. And it's like I'm trying to support it with past things. It's like, well, what about this? This was like this thing, and that was kind of supported, and that kind of was like, oh, maybe. But it's all conjecture and supposition and assumption. There's just so much counter-argument that just weighs on, and just down you go. But my buoyant heart keeps floating it to the surface. So, and reading into things what I want to see, and ignoring what I don't. It's like, oh, that doesn't make sense. I'll just ignore that. And that is the other thing I generally come back to, is how, which allows me to feel a little bit better about it, is it's like, well, if I'm wrong, well, I know all about that. I have a grand, lasting history of being wrong. So it's like, yeah, I feel bad. I feel like, rejection and disappointment. And terrible person. I'm a monster on the inside. Yeah. Yep. Alone, forever. Yes, I know the deal. I know the score. But what if I'm right? Or anything close to being somewhat resembling that might be scarier, because then that requires me to do something that I've never really had to have had done up to this point. Figure stuff out. What? I have to, like, especially, I don't know, it's like, it would require, it's like, well, more than just me, obviously. It would have to be, and that's where it's like another thing. It's like, well, it seems like, I don't know. I can't tell. There's no open channel. There is no open channel right now. And that also kind of lends itself to me to believe that, okay, maybe there isn't something going on as much as what I would like or think there is, because there is no open channel. All channels have been closed. Communication is non-existent. Maybe I should notice that and realize that since there is no contact, that maybe there is no interest and I should just go away. But I don't, because I'm in, yeah. Anyway, let's pretend that that's not true for a second. It's really hard, but I'll try. Give me a second. I have to believe my own lies. It takes a little while to get the lies going that allowed me to exist. Oh, I'm getting lost. Dang it. But yeah, if I was at all, if anything that I kind of would like to believe in was actually true, then I'd have to figure stuff out. There would be there would have to develop an open channel of communication for correspondence and a back and forth and a sharing of ideas and thoughts and possibilities, and there would be obstacles in communication and discussion. I guess that's how people do things, I think. As, people are different, and there's going to be, and you just work through them, I think. I don't know how anything like this works. I only know how working by myself works. But that's not much of a relationship. It's a working relationship, but I don't know. So, and wouldn't it be so much easier if I just found something, yeah. It's like when, people accidentally offend me or accidentally insult me by suggesting that, oh, it's so easy, you just go out and you just meet somebody. Or you just go, well, just don't be autistic anymore. Just don't do that. Think normal. Be happy. Smile. Yeah, just don't be yourself. Yeah, whatever it is you normally do, just don't do that. Okay, what? I'm never going to talk to you ever again. Yeah, that's what's easier. People that just assume that it's easy. It's like, no, everything about everything is not. It's like, so it's like there's no just going out and just meeting some normal girl or something. It's like, I am far past any. No, I never was in any way, shape, or form the person that was like that. I don't think. Just, I was always on the outside, even before I knew it. I was trying to blend in, but that whole thing. So. At this age, at this stage, it's like, I am far on the outside of civilization as far as like, I am very, very independent. I don't have like a gang or a circle of friends or a posse that I run around with and can vouch for me and talk me up, or, whereas everybody else, everybody has a conglomeration of people to, whereas I'm just kind of I am a free radical, and I exist independent of all other factions. So, and remember, these are unrehearsed and just improvised. So I'm just saying, whatever comes to mind. And I just woke up from a nap a little bit ago. So, and I'm unhappy. Because I can't, what I want to believe, my belief is, it's not where I'd like to be. And it's like I, get to those debating points where it's like, maybe I should just, but then I'll see something and it's like, oh, maybe that's about me. And it's like, or maybe it's just fantasy. Like, that's how it is. So then it falls back on, well, maybe it was never about me, has nothing to do with me, it's none of my business. Whatever used to be part of my business is no longer my business, and now it's about something else. And it's like, if it doesn't make sense to me, if I can't figure it, it's like, well, it's probably not for me. If I can't, it's like, and there's nothing naming me or associating me or even calling my attention to it. It's not like, hey, look at this. No, it's just me going where just like anybody else. I might as well, I could just, I'm nobody, just a casual observer that is permitted. So it's like I haven't caused a disturbance, so I'm allowed inside. I'm allowed entry, and I haven't been kicked out of the building yet. So. A conscientious visitor that has not become a trespasser yet. So, dot my I's, cross my T's, hope to please. So, but, I remember, also it's like I have, a lot to offer. But, wrong person, wrong time, wrong place. And maybe it is just time for me to just move on. But then I think about how much, I enjoy the work, I enjoy the person, and I enjoy just everything. And it's like, no, I'll just stick around and wait. It's like, how long? A while yet, because I think it's worth it. I want to see what happens. And somehow I think I'm involved. I don't know how I come up with that. At least I'm known. I'm a known entity. That's giving me that's major credit right there. I am an entity of some sort. That's great. Not exactly a person, but or a character or a personality, but some figment, some person in a screen, that whole thing. But I don't really exist. I'm just a conceptualization, an artificiality. A ghost in the machine. So, well, that feels great, doesn't it? It's a liberation. No. I'm more than all those other things combined. And I can do more, too. I have access to resources and things, too. Not like a vast array of networking and, stuff, but I get by. But all the potential of everything that I will ever have or do is all contained here. And I probably don't even know my own capabilities. But I'm learning about them. And trying to have fun without tearing myself down too much. So, creating the archive. That's a good step. And then continuing with the writing, even though I don't know why. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it's for. I just keep doing it. I figure it'll mean something. And it's like, I'll just, it's like, it might just turn into like a, stack of paper, but it's like, maybe it'll turn into something at some point, but I don't know how that would, because I don't plan on ever showing it to anybody. But maybe it'd mean something to somebody somewhere, and be like, it's like some sort of, I mean, I just see it as I see it for what I see it as. Maybe somebody else be like, maybe it's some value to somebody else, that I'm not even aware, because to me it's just my thoughts. And it's just, yeah. But it might mean something to somebody else, even if it's only like some sort of scientific paper on an autistic recovery from alcohol, severe alcohol abuse. So, and that this is how, this person, did it, or is doing it, whatever you want to call it. I don't give myself credit for recovery because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it as I'm supposed to, but I'm not going to go there right now. But anyway, it's Friday night in Franklin, Indiana, and the night is young, but I don't have any plans, and I never have any plans. And that's, like, who would I go anywhere with? And it's like, no, I don't know anybody. And I don't really get to know anybody, because I'm just not that, just not that interested. The people I meet, they're like, yep, you're like people. You sure do talk like people. Talk about things that I don't really understand or care about. And, yeah. And maybe I do that too. But it's like, and yep, it's stressful to be around you for prolonged periods of time. Yep, you're talking about stuff. Yep. Oh, you're being loud. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you told a joke. I don't get it. So, I don't know. I'm just talking for the sake of talking now, to keep myself a little bit of company. But the socialization aspect of recovery, it's like, oh, you have to be around people. You have to. It's like, no, I find being around people kind of like, so it's like, making choices throughout my recovery to make it possible to spend less time around people without it appearing like I was doing it on purpose. So I was like, working the night shift, and made it easier. So, and other decisions too that just made it so it's like, my hours and my days, and just slowly disintegrating myself, which used to be about making decisions to find time to drink, to make more time so I could drink. And now it's about making more time so I can do anything else. More self-care time, more writing time, more talking time, more doing nothing time, because I need time to do nothing. And anything else. Sky's the limit. Whatever I set my mind to, except for all the things that I can't do, because I do have limitations, and I have to remember those. I give myself credit for being able to do more than what I actually can, but I can't. So, anyway, but back around again. It's like I really am trying to figure out, but I can't. And I'm not really feeling included. And I guess it's not intentional. And I figure it's not intentional. And whatever I choose to feel, it's my business. And most likely, I'm not even a fraction of a consideration. I am just remotely, even like every so often, seen as far as like, oh yeah, there's a comment from that guy that does this thing with the talking and he talks like this. And yep, that's very insightful. Okay. And then to the next thing. And it's like I'm just an afterthought. A mote particle in a sunbeam. So, and there's just so many motes. And just, so, like I say, I don't really know this person. I would like to. And, I would want to be wanted to get to be known, but it doesn't appear like that's the case, because no questions are asked, no introductions are made, no prompts for talking, just silence. And if that's not telling, like, why don't I get it? Why? Because I've just, because I've put in this much of thought and energy into it, and I want it to go somewhere. What's that called? Sunken cost. Fallacy. Or that investment, you want it to go somewhere. You want some return, or it for it to develop or mean something, or to continue at least. So maybe that's the best I can, believe in right now. Is just to leave it alone and just let it continue. It just bothers me when it's like I see the burgeoning new communication happening between them and another person, and it's like, yeah, it's all exciting and new, a brand new person. Oh yeah, talking about this stuff. Yeah. It's like I just, I remember, back when it's like, oh, exciting. Now I'm just in the background. So, but everything is not what it appears to be, and I don't even know. Like all my suspect realities, it's like I know hardly any of it is actually true, but I don't have enough information. I have pretty much no information to make a qualified or quantified assertion about anything as far as nature or nurture or personality, character, virtue or vice. I don't know anything, but I'm still curious. So, I don't know. Well, I'm glad we had this talk. I didn't get anything. I don't know if I got anything out of it. But it was, I guess, good to hear myself talk out loud about it. So, another one for the archive. Careful what I wish for. I gotta remember my own advice. But so far, what in those funny ways, it works out. It's there's a struggle though to get to the other side of where it makes sense though. There's always that struggle. But things have a way of turning out. Things don't have to make sense. Yeah.